Welcome, everybody. We're here with episode of Metal Monday. We've had a few weeks off due to traveling. 1 week I was unavailable.
I was gone last week.
But we're back.
Metal Monday is back in full effect.
And everybody's missed a lot, man. We were almost at $3 copper last week.
Well, we brushed up against it.
Yeah.
We're back to low 290s this morning. Platinum is up. Palladium's is running hard. Silver, hit the first time it hit $20 since 2016.
Yeah.
Which silver's more viewed as an industrial metal. Nickel is hanging around that $6 mark. Aluminum's around 73 cents. So things are, compared to a couple months ago, they look a lot better than they were. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I don't think at least I didn't think we'd have 290 copper right now. I thought we'd be a little ways out for that.
Yeah, I was kind of preaching that 285.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get to 285 again, and then it blew past 285, and maybe it's starting to feel like it's pulling back. Maybe just a little bit to take a breath, but.
But traditionally, you kind of see that. You see it take a hard run. It gets close to 3, then it kind of corrects to the true number.
It feels like we're at that point right now that it's either gonna push up above $3 or we're gonna go to see that 260, 70 mark again. That's kind of my gut feel. But I think there's still some more in it just by watching how the other metals and the dollar's getting pushed down, which definitely is helping the commodities cause.
And on the other side of that, like when you're out there selling our copper loads, Brett, you're still getting some really good feedback. People are still buying it aggressive. They don't think it's gonna take a fall.
The spreads
right?
are still tight.
Yeah.
We were able to move some loads, get some loads placed this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from chops to number 1, number 2. We moved a good jag of material, and the spreads were pretty good. So I think that's a good sign. That means that it's still the supply is still fairly tight.
And to go back to ferrous, we didn't really even talk about your July ferrous. Like that didn't nearly
sideways
take
for the
his
most
hard
part.
hit.
Across the board is what we saw, and I think that's a lot due to they were talking about the market might come off a little bit more than it did, but I still think it's still a supply demand. I think the supply is not as plentiful as as maybe the big buyers would like to see, and the demand is hanging in there from the mill side. And if the auto turns back on in the Midwest, which that's not really a market that we deal with much, but if that does turn back on, then it could get interesting on the ferrous side as well. But it seems pretty just flat right now.
Because the Midwest and the East, they took a bigger hit.
They came off. That market came off. But the West Coast export market has hung around. It's came off a few bucks, but it went up, $20, $30 in the middle of June, and then kind of tailed off towards the end, which is shitty when you want to sell, at the beginning of July, but it is what it is, and I think but it's still stabilized. They're still taking the materials. The tons are still leaving the U.S., which makes the mills kind of have to, still come out fairly aggressive, all things considered.
Yeah, well, overall, things are looking a lot better. Hopefully, that momentum keeps going up, and we'll just kind of see what happens, and we'll be back next Monday.
I think we will be back next Monday. All right.
Thanks.